Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Yo, what's up, Lakers fan? Welcome back to another episode of Breakfast at Tiffany's. How are we feeling now? 2-0. The Los Angeles Lakers take control of the series over the Rockets. I mean, this is the best time of the year. This is playoff basketball. And when the Lakers are winning like this, it doesn't get anything better. This one was so encouraging for me. Shout out to the role guys, Marcus Smart and Kennard. They really stepped up in a big way. LeBron James controlled the game like only he can, and honestly, this was just another complete team win. Everybody did their job. DeAndre Ayton and Jason Hayes really outplayed Sengun and Clint Capella. And LeBron had a very great matchup with Kevin Durant. Also, we need to give JJ Redick and the whole coaching staff their flowers. They really outplayed Ime Udoka and his coaching staff in the best way we could ever ask for. Yes, JJ Redick and the team's commitment to the defensive game plan. Just awesome. Because this game, it looked like a lot to the regular season matchups against the Houston. The Lakers knew exactly what they want to do. Aggressive doubles, disrupting rhythm, forcing decisions. And it worked. Houston could not have an answer for this one, and it was so ridiculous. Especially in the fourth quarter, they completely shut the door. Houston kept turning the ball over, could not find clean looks, and just never got comfortable offensively and defensively. The defensive rebounding numbers for the Rockets were still high. That's something to clean up, but outside of that, the defensive execution was on point. And offensively, the Lakers were on fire again. Kennard, this is just becoming a thing right now. LeBron was fantastic, and Marcus Smart did his thing. That was the X-Factor game we have been waiting for. So let's start with Marcus Smart here. Man, he genuinely played like a two-way all-star in this game. From the jump, he set a tone, hitting threes early, picking up full court, and just making life miserable. This was exactly the reason why Lakers brought him in. Playoff basketball is what guys like Smart live for, and he showed up. He was the heart, he was the sword, he was the engine of this team for this game. You saw it in last sequence. The final 5 minutes play, he hit some big threes, then immediately picked up full court. That's Marcus Smart basketball. Impact on both ends. Every single possession. He played a near perfect game. What stood out the most to me was how much he controlled the game without needing the ball. Multiple forced turnovers, timely assists, getting to the line, knocking down shots, and defensively, he really making things extremely tough. Just constant pleasure. You could ask Kevin Durant how he felt about this one. He set a tone defensively on Kevin Durant, not by shutting him down completely, because that's KD, but by making every touch uncomfortable, speeding him up, forcing decisions. That better. That really led us to the win. And this is the bigger picture of Smart. When he's on the floor, the team feels completely different. Earlier in the season, or before he joined the squad, when the Lakers were winning without him, it felt like shutouts. Like, we might have like 114 type of games, but with Smart here, it becomes 102 wins. Control, physical, discipline, defensively and offensively on both ends. He's basically the identity of this defense. And I really believe he's one of the reasons this team has been so clutch. His basketball IQ was unmatched. The positioning, the ability to generate extra possessions, and yeah, those dagger threes when defense collapse elsewhere. And the best part is that it's contagious. Small was the driving force, but you could see it trickle down. Jason Hayes, Rui Hachimura, DeAndre Ayton, Luke Kennard, all lock in on rotations, timing double teams, jumping passing lanes. The shooting might not always be there, but that basketball IQ, that defense, that effort, that travels, and this is playoff basketball. This is Lakers basketball. And Luke Kennard, we don't win this game without him, straight up. He and LeBron were the ones just stabilizing everything offensively. Different moments, different ways. But every time the Lakers needed a bucket or needed to calm things down, those two deliver. I mean, even LeBron, on a night where the jumper was not really falling outside of those 2 threes early, he still controlled the game. That's greatness. But Kennard, he impacted the game in a different way. He was the one consistently spacing, scoring, and punishing the defense. So look at the numbers over the last 2 games. 25 points per game, which is so awesome. And 72.7 from 3. Yes, we have our Steph Curry with 82.2 true shooting. That's not just good shooting, that's absurd efficiency. But what I love the most is not just catch and shoot anymore. He's becoming a guy to put the ball on the floor, putting it up, taking a couple dribbles to create space, making quick reads, flowing into the next action instead of forcing shots. Those little things, they don't always show up on the box score, but they make the entire offense smoother, especially next to LeBron. And he made his teammates' life easier, much easier. So that was something really surprised me. Kennard was flying around, flying anywhere, loose balls, crushing the glass, jumping passing lanes. I thought he had like 4 separate hustle plays in the second half alone, and you could see it means something to him too, getting frustrated when plays didn't convert, slapping the ball. That's investment. That's playoff energy. And I gotta say, JJ Redick knew him so well. They were due connection, so they knew each other right before he joined the purple and gold. So he asked him to be more aggressive, and he just set up such a good game plans for him, and now it's converse. Also, he got an MVP chance from the squad, which is so well deserved. And I'd love to see he deliver more in the next few games. And also, we really gotta talk about LeBron James here. The difference with LeBron is he doesn't need shot making to control the game. That's what separates him from a lot of scorers. So a guy like Kevin Durant in this matchup, as great as he is, a lot of his impact is tied to making tough shots. But LeBron, if the jumper's off, he just shifts gears. So what did he do instead? He started manufacturing offense. He recognized early that the Rockets were not picking up fouls, so he leaned into that. More post-ups, more downhill pleasures, more physical drives, just constantly attacking the ring and forcing the defense to react. And it was not fluky either. That was biting calls or anything like that. That's his IQ, that's the veteran experience. He got to the line 14 times, and every single one of those felt earned. Just putting his shoulder into defender, absorbing contact, finishing through traffic, or getting hacked. This is the first time LeBron has attempted double-digit free throws in a game since January, and the 5th time he had this season. So this is so special. I mean, seeing LeBron and KD complete in this high-level playoff games, and yeah, I mean they want to carry their team, so they have their best version of basketball over there. But honestly, at this game, LeBron was the one who stood out more. Understanding the floor, reading how the game was being officiated, and recognize where the advantages are, and then diving there. If the jumper's not falling, fine, he's going to win the game another way. So this game, it was through physically, patient in decision making. That's elite basketball IQ. And I think there's one thing that really needs to be called out here. Is how the Lakers adjust their entire approach to guarding Kevin Durant compared to the regular season. Because if you remember it right, those earlier matchups, Kevin Durant was just bringing the ball up, and the Lakers were blazing him near half court. It worked for a stretch, but it was kind of predictable, and once Houston adjusts, it creates opens. And yeah, KD came into this game and we immediately went at him again. Forced 9 turnovers last night and Aston. That's an elite game plan from our coaching staff. So what happened here was that compared that to the second game, Houston actually found something in the third quarter by using KD off the ball, running him through actions, getting him catches on the move. That's when they went on the big run before things stabilized and Luka Doncic closed it out. But this game was completely different. KD was everywhere, on ball, off ball, handoffs, pick and rolls. They were trying everything to free him up. And what did the Lakers respond? They threw the entire playbook at him. Like LeBron said post-game, it was the pitcher approach, fastball, changeup, curveball, just constantly missing coverage to keep him off balance. Sometimes they double him early on the perimeter. Sometimes they blitz him off ball screens. Sometimes they switch in, then send a late double team from the wing. Sometimes they trap him on the drive, and sometimes they just let him go one-on-one. And what's the most important thing here is they were trying to confuse him as much as they could, because when you are constantly changing the coverage, you kill rhythm. So now Kevin Durant was taking a tough pull-up over DeAndre Ayton after barely touching the ball for like 7 minutes, or forcing a shot over LeBron in isolation. That's exactly what you want. There was even that possession. Bundle switch on him. Wait until KD get to the left elbow and then a hard double right as he rolls into the shot. Last timing, last discipline, last a game plan. And from there, it became less about Kevin Durant and more about what you were forcing Houston to do. You were forcing them to think. You were forcing them to execute. And honestly, they were so bad at that. That's where they fell apart. Because Houston's spacing was a mess a lot of this time. They would have like 2 shooters on the ground and let's stack them on the same side. Meanwhile, you've got guys like Şengün and Amen Thompson on the other side. 2 non-shooters standing next to each other. So you know my point. So at this moment, the Lakers could just ignore one guy completely and load up on KD, right? So when the double came, there's no way to go. And then a turnover came up. So when Houston did space correctly, they got good looks, like corner shooters, high-low actions, easy finish. It worked. But even then, the reads were not there. Bad decisions, missed pass, hesitation. This is just not skiing, less basketball IQ. And I'm so sorry they don't have that much basketball IQ. They were too young. And we gotta be honest here, KD contributed to that too. There were multiple possessions where he just made poor reads, trying to shoot over triple teams, late pass into traffic, dribbling into pressure, like when Marcus Smart picked his pocket. That's what happened when you are asking a score-first player to function as a primary decision maker all time. And this was where the coaching gap really showed. Ime Udoka just couldn't find a consistent counter. Meanwhile, JJ Redick and the Lakers staff had a clear identity: miss coverage, shrink space, force decisions, and most importantly here, force Houston into a style of basketball they are not good at. Not just trying to limit Kevin Durant. That's what this defense really about. It was not just stop KD. It was like confuse the offense, break their spacing, force reads, capitalize on mistakes. And the Rockets could not consistently handle that. So yeah, gotta give JJ and the coaching staff their flowers. This was not just good defense. This was a target game plan designed to make Houston self-destruct. And it worked to perfection. I love to see this again and again. Alright, last but not least, shout out to our bigs, DeAndre Ayton and Jason Hayes. They straight up outplay Şengün and Clint Capella in this one, and honestly, it wasn't even close if you actually watch the game. Coming into the series, center was supposed to be a weakness for the Lakers, but now it's turning into one of our biggest advantages. You expect guys like LeBron James and Marcus Smart to show up in the playoffs. That's what they do, but the real swing factor right now has been Ayton and Hayes. 2 guys people were not fully trusting a couple weeks ago. Now they are flipping the matchup. If you look at the box score, Şengün had numbers 20, 11, 5. It looks solid, but that doesn't tell the story at all. He was uncomfortable all night. Constant pressure, bodies around him, never really able to get into rhythm. And Capella basically invisible. If you watch the game, you know the Lakers won the center battle defensively. Game 1 was about production, efficient scoring, finishing plays, and Game 2, that's where the impact went beyond the stage. Adam held his own one-on-one defensively, and that's huge. Sengun got most of his stuff when Adam was not on the floor. That tells you everything. And offensively, Adam's screen setting has been a game changer. Seriously, go rewatch that. So many of those clean looks for Kennard and LeBron came directly off Adam creating separations. That's winning basketball that doesn't show up in the box score. He's not just scoring, he's creating structure for the offense. Better angles, better spacing, smoother floor. That's why everything was more connected. And then there's Jason Hayes. He was everywhere. Love his energy and his athleticism. Also, mobility. Switching, recovering, protecting a ring, blowing up actions. There were multiple plays where he's sprinting back in transition just to contest something that looked like an easy bucket. That stuff really matters, especially in the playoffs. I actually feel comfortable with him switching out on the perimeter. Like, we have some play had him on Kevin Durant and he did a great job. That's a huge trip from last year. Last playoffs, he could not even stay on the floor, but now he's closing the games over Ayton. That moment late in the third was perfect. LeBron literally telling him, just go up with that. And first play in the fourth, he does exactly that. And won. That's growth, that's confidence. And low-key, his short roll passing was underrated. He made a couple really smart reads out of double teams, kept the ball moving, didn't panic. Then you got a sequence late, hustle play, keeps the possession alive, swings it out. He found Marcus Smart for the corner 3. Those are winning plays. That's the difference right now. Effort, execution, and just being in the right spot. So for both Ayton and Hayes, this kind of feels like a redemption run. Hayes after last year's playoffs, Ayton after all the noise around him. You can feel that they want to prove something. And so far they are. They had a great job. If the Lakers are going to make a real run, this version of their center rotation is a big reason why. So yeah, here we go. One thing I really like about this Lakers group this year, and this was actually something pointed out by John Krosky as well, the Timberwolves reporter, is the energy, the chemistry, and the spring they bring night to night. It's not perfect. There are ups and downs. But in the playoffs, when you are short-handed, that stuff really shows up in winning play. And honestly, that's a big edge. The Rockets just don't have that same consistent connectivity right now. Thanks, buddy. You are saying so damn right. We are so absolutely back. I was honestly pretty upset when Austin and Luka went down a few weeks ago. It felt like everything just stalled for a bit. But right now, seeing this new version of the Lakers has me generally hype again. There's a different energy, a different rhythm to this group. It just feels like they found something to lean on, even while guys are in and out of the lineup. Good news is Austin might be back by Game 5, and if we can close this out in full, that extra rest could be huge. Not just for recovery, but for resetting and getting fully locked in for OKC. I know it's a little bit early to talk about this, but I'm just super excited and super hyped to see this run. It's going to be remembered forever. So let's go Lakers. And at the same time, everyone just stay safe, stay hydrated. I know it's getting hot. And yeah, take care of yourself. I'll talk to you very soon. Go Lakers!